I've been a bit annoyed lately. Can't deny it. Been flustered. Been pissy. Angry. All that stuff I've been in the last few days. Very much so. And I saw a comment left by somebody on another video. I don't remember which video it was, but oh yes, it was Aaron's video about real people and how, whether there are any or not, or whether we're all just automata. Are we all just automations? The reason I get pissy is because I'm not just automation. And I need others that are similar in order for me not to hate the realm too much. And there aren't very many of them around. So I get pissy from time to time because of that. And just normal stuff. I have some sort of an allergy to stuff in the mail. This there's so much stuff that comes in your name, in my name, that pretends like it's communicating with you, but it's not. It's just some leech trying to get your straw man to partake in another action. It's ridiculous, really. I remember back when stuff that came in the mail used to be handwritten cards or gifts. It's mostly automated now, the whole thing. Mostly. It's like 99.9% automated. And most of the humans are as well. And the system likes the aware ones, or the real people, to be separated from each other. Because if they actually got together, they would they wouldn't be giving their energy to it anymore. There's not very many real people. There is not. Like I said before, I stumble across one of them out of every 200 people I meet, if that. And I meet a lot. I meet a lot of people every single day. There's a different quality, a different flavor to how they're delivering. If they're delivering a message in the first place, that's unusual in the first place. For somebody to be speaking something from their soul, that's already amazing. And then, if there is a subtlety, if there is a nuanced aspect of them that sees deeply, that gets portrayed as well. And you just recognize it. It's very simple. And I come across those ones 1 out of 200, 1 out of 500, I don't know, very, very rarely. And I know there's not very many of them around here. They're all chasing Horus, every single one of them. Every single one is chasing the fucking carrot. Every single one. I'm doing the same thing. I gotta chase the stupid carrot too. That's just because I have nothing else to do. If I had something to do, I'd be doing it. Got nothing to do? Might as well chase the carrot. Then you can eat. And I think it's important to remember, I think it's very important to remember that as far as if you were to categorize this into a good versus bad dichotomy, you're not fighting sentient creatures. You're fighting some sort of AI, beast mind, and sleeping humans. That's what you're fighting. You're not fighting any intelligence. That's the thing that I think we forget. Nothing is stopping you from doing this, that, and the other thing. Your imagination is stopping you because it's so vibrant. But there aren't any actual beings out there stopping you. There are feelings stopping you. There are imaginations stopping you. There are your own personal fears stopping you. There's your own conditioning stopping you. But as far as you moving freely on the face of the realm, no, nothing's stopping you. Nothing's stopping you from having an idea and bringing that into fruition. So I've been angry lately. I have. What I feel when I move through this place is something like it's on the way to what I'm about to describe. It's not that yet, but it's very similar to if I was in a crowd of people and they were all moving around and doing stuff. I don't know, not dancing, probably just moving around. I don't know, like a crowded shopping mall or something, you know? Everybody's doing something. And I'm sitting in there, or I'm walking in there, and I try to talk to somebody, and they just don't respond to me. They don't say anything back. So I tap them on the shoulder, and they still don't respond. They're like, nothing coming back to me. So I start screaming and yelling and jumping up and down, waving my arms around like a madman. Nobody's looking. Nobody's looking. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna get naked. Take all my clothes off. Butt naked. Running through the mall. Ah! Nobody's looking. Nobody says anything. Nobody turns around. So I'm like, alright, this is boring. Put my clothes back on. Try to get out the fucking mall. Can't. All the doors are locked. Can't get out the mall because all the doors were locked. So then I start looking for other people that will respond to me. I try to see if the mall is bigger than it looks like it is. See if there are any other real ones in there. So it's something like that. Not exactly the same as that, but that's similar to how I feel every day. And I'm not taking my clothes off and running around screaming, although I might do that eventually. Who the fuck knows? This place is so dead that it doesn't behoove me to make any energetic steps in any direction, because it's just it's not worth it. Of course, I'm coming from a position of anger right now, so I'm exaggerating and whatnot, but I'm sure you get what I mean, perhaps. Sometimes being around the people that are following their train track so very studiously, I cannot do it. Sometimes I just can't do it, you know? Lau Russell is an educator, philosopher, artist, and lecturer, excuse me, whose life is dedicated to the transformation of world-human relations. Oh, this is, okay. In 1948, she founded the Walter Russell Foundation, which is now the University of Science and Philosophy. She and her late husband, the world-renowned Dr. Walter Russell, worked together as one for 15 years to give the world a living philosophy so scientifically based that an enduring civilization would inevitably result from its practice. Lau Russell's now famous book, God Will Work With You But Not For You, has brought mankind centuries closer to an awareness of the God presence in man, which is the next step in the spiritual unfolding of the human race. Her later book, Love, A Scientific Living in Philosophy of Love and Sex, has brought stabilization, true love, and lasting happiness to thousands of people of all ages all over the world. Why You Cannot Die. I don't know who sent me this. But thank you. You know who you are. So anyway, normally I'm good, but sometimes I just get really, really fed up. And at times like these, I wish that I had actually created my business where you can go in there and break plates and break this and break that and scream and yell and throw paint everywhere and destroy things and let your shit out, because we don't have an outlet for that. All the real humans are just slowly building up pressure like a fucking pressure cooker, and they all will explode eventually if they stay isolated for too long. I mean, I explode time to time anyway, but living in uncertainty. I assume this was a book cover, perhaps? No, she created this. These are, it's layered. Living in uncertainty. Looks like a bunch of cells. See the cells? See the triangle? See the suits? Not sure what the meaning is. Oh, there was something that came in here into my car a couple days ago, and I wasn't sure the meaning of it, but somebody had left their do-rag, their little, this soft fabric that people tie up and they, tie around the head. And it was this artwork of a cheetah, black and white. I think it was black and white, but it was a cheetah, and then it had the had the all-seeing eye of Horus at the bottom of it, and some hair. Some hair was stuck in there. So, you know what happened when I saw that thing? I was like, oh, Horus is taking notice of me, and he sees that I'm talking shit on him, so he wants to let me know that that he knows what I'm doing. So as soon as I had that thought, then I was like, I shouldn't keep this thing in here because it's probably gonna give me some dark energy, because the thing just looks dark, like it looks occult, and it has Horus on there, but I was like, eh. So I folded it up into a shape of a triangle and I set it right here on my car. And that thing has been here for the last 2 days. I haven't been in my car that whole time, but I think symbolically keeping that around did contribute to me feeling like shit. So after I realized that my thought was actually partially manifesting, then I took Horus in cloth form and tossed him into the garbage, and I haven't been feeling so shitty. Stalking the wild pendulum on the mechanics of consciousness. Now you will have to rethink everything you thought you knew about the nature of reality. In this amazing, groundbreaking book, Itzhak Bentov takes us from a familiar world of phenomena to a startlingly new view of ourselves in an expanded, conscious, holistic universe. With clarity, humor, and imagination, he shows us that our bodies mirror the universe, down to the working of each cell. We are pulsating beings in a vibrating universe in constant motion between the finite and the infinite. Our brains are thought amplifiers, not thought's source. And the rest of it is covered up by this. Life after life. Actual case histories that reveal there is life after death, by Raymond A. Moody, MD. The astounding bestseller that offers true experiences of those people declared clinically dead. Descriptions so similar, so vivid, so overwhelmingly positive that they may change mankind's view of life, death, and spiritual survival forever. So some OBE experiences. What is it like to die? All pain vanished. I went through this dark, black vacuum at super speed. There was a feeling of utter peace and quiet, no fear at all. These are all different people, I think. I was in a very dark, very deep valley. Later I thought, well, now I know what the Bible means by the valley of the shadow of death because I've been there. This is a good one. After I came back, I cried off and on for about a week because I had to live in this world after seeing that one. It opened up a whole new worldview for me, and I kept thinking there's so much that I've got to find out. I heard a voice telling me what I had to do. Go back. And I felt no fear. Is it pretty crinkly paper? I like it. The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. Once you begin to walk the mystic path, an invisible guardian angel begins to watch over you, strewing life's golden treasures in your path, assuring you that every step of the way will bring you to new victories, new rewards, new and exciting successes. That sounds very optimistic to me. Excuse me. I'll read you something from inside of it. Here are 10 bits of advice for you from this book. These are not from me. 1. Nothing is too difficult for you to accomplish. 2. The truth teaches us what nothing else on earth can teach. 3. Forget everything but self-advancement. 4. The truth will not start the walk for you, but it will match every step you take forward with a step of its own toward you. 5. If we have not enjoyed the last hour, we have wasted it. 6. There is another mind that thinks for you. Don Juan, anybody? 7. Higher awareness is a lofty state where you see amazing sights you never saw before. 8. Suffering is not an enemy, but a guide to correction, like a temperature gauge in a hot room. 9. Don't work so hard at living your life, just let it be lived. 10. Like turning the wheel of your car in the right direction, a single wise turn of thought gives your life a new direction. And Krishnamurti is in here, so I'm a fan of Krishnamurti. There was two Krishnamurtis. There was a Jiddu Krishnamurti and there was a Yugi, I think. The Yugi was more angry. I think that's what they were. I don't know. Anyway, 3 books from her, 1 book from whoever the anonymous donor was. Some nice crinkly paper. Scratch and sniff. This paper does smell nice and old. Good old smelling paper. Maddie, I hope you don't mind if I read this. I'm assuming that there's nothing to what's the word? It doesn't matter. Gary, thanks for the book. I really enjoyed his story. I'm also on the lonely path. I don't have time for anything that is not real or true, and that is really hard to come by these days. Delusion is what feeds the masses. I'd rather starve and search for truth. B. The web of life is a beautiful and meaningless dance. The web of life is a process with a moving goal. The web of life is a perfectly finished work of art right where I am sitting now. Robert Anton Wilson. What you seek is seeking you. Rumi. I like how old this paper smells. Scratch and sniff. Hope all is well. Maddie. It does. It smells great. Thank you, Maddie. That was very good. I'll read through these books and maybe share some with you guys and gals when I feel so moved. Oh, I even have a. She even put a whatever you call that. Fortune cookie message. Wish you a good journey. And daily lotto numbers. Okay. Peter, these are for you, because I know you like those things. I'm not going to use them, so here you go, buddy. If you can see those, not sure. Let me know if they help you win millions of dollars. Thanks again, Maddie, and thank you to whoever sent the Why You Cannot Die by Lau Russell book. And I'm gonna get to narrating the next portion of Steven's story. So I feel better now for having vented and receiving some gifts. So thanks for sitting through that, and take care, people. Go find someone who's real.